All right, Coach Stacy Lynn. This last one I'm going to do on this, hopefully, on the fact that you can't lose your salvation. Here's the other thing. Aside from all the great notes I'm going to leave you here in the description, the other thing I want you to know is that this morning I was reading about how Christ died, how he basically was handed over to evil men, and he was crucified, right? He was mocked during the time he was on the cross. And the mockery coming out of the people who were throwing insults at him were to say, hey, you know what? He saved other people, but he can't save himself. Why don't you go ahead and take yourself off the cross, get down from the cross and save yourself? The irony in all this, think about this, is that here he is many years earlier being tempted by Satan in the wilderness, and Satan was trying to get him to kill himself then by throwing himself off a building. Satan misquoted scripture out of context. And of course, Yeshua, Jesus, he knows the Bible inside and out because he is the Word incarnate. And he, actually told his disciples, man cannot live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. So during the first temptation, Satan was trying to get Jesus to kill himself. Why? Because he didn't want him to go to the cross. Okay? Now, here he is on the cross, and the bylookers, the people who are watching him on the cross, are actually mocking him, yelling at him, and telling him, if you want to save yourself, get yourself off the cross. Same thing. Okay? It's the same thing. Satan was then trying to get Jesus off the cross. And, and actually in the Garden of Gethsemane and during when Jesus was tempted in the wilderness, Jesus called down, he had ministering angels come to him. Go ahead, look it up, okay? Here's the thing. If Jesus had gotten off the cross and saved himself then, you and me couldn't be saved. Because we're not saved by our works, people. We're saved by what Jesus did on the cross. For God so loved the world, right? That everyone who believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. You cannot be unborn again. Otherwise, that makes God a liar. And God is not a liar. So my encouragement to those of you who think that you can lose your salvation, watch this one message. And then if you really have time and you really want to study the subject, watch all 58 hours of this soteriology series, because it will change your life and you'll be more secure as a believer, and it's going to clear up a whole bunch of stuff that you've been taught wrong. And that's the bottom line.